thing I've ever done in my life.
Hey mama, today I'm going to be giving my commentary on a natural birth vlog, and the purpose of this video is to show you from a doula's perspective some of the things that you can do to improve your labor and delivery experience.
Good morning, welcome back to today's vlog. I figured I would just start the vlog because I may be going into labor today. I'm not quite sure. Last night I was feeling like some crampy and a lot of Braxton Hicks, like tightening of my stomach, and honestly I thought I was gonna go into labor. I thought, oh okay, like I had one like kind of strong cramp and I thought for sure like it was gonna turn into contractions, but nothing happened.
So yes, that's a very good idea if you know, you're in your final weeks or days of pregnancy and you start to feel contractions or you feel like maybe labor is coming on. It's a very good idea for you to go to sleep so that just in case it's actually labor, you'll be well rested.
So I thought I would just start the vlog in case this is when baby's coming. Okay, let's go have some cereal. I'm hungry.
This looks like such a healthy bowl of cereal. I wish I could eat my cereal like this, but yeah, I just have milk.
All right, vlog update. I just had a good, how you feeling, Matt?
Feel good. Just went to the gym, get off some nervous energy.
It's now 11:15. So still having, I feel like I'm definitely in pre-labor phase because I'm having on and off mild period crampy contractions. But they're definitely on and off. So it's like I'll get some rest and then they kind of wake me up, they build, they get stronger, and then they go away. And it was really good that I rested though because I was feeling sleepy, and I think I just thought if I can rest right now I should, because I'm probably gonna need my energy if she does come tonight.
Yes, absolutely. In early labor, the best thing you can do for yourself is rest, because first of all, you don't even know like how quickly it could be. Like early labor typically takes a very long time, but you don't know like just how long it could be. So you want to rest and not just put yourself in that mindset that, oh my gosh, baby's coming right now. It could really be a while, so keep your energy up.
So we're gonna go for a walk, just move around because I've been told like it's good to do that. They're uncomfortable, but they don't last very long, so I think I'll be fine going for a walk.
One bad thing that or one annoying thing that I've been experiencing as being pregnant myself is that whenever I see someone eating something, or if I just see like a picture of food, I start craving that food. Now I'm craving pretzels.
Just got back from a walk, having some snacks, a little ice water. It's so hot outside, but I don't know, I had the same crampy contraction feelings on the walk, still like every 20 minutes or so. Could just be like this all day. I have no idea. I've heard like early labor can just last a long time. So we're just gonna chill. 3:30. We are just about to head to the drugstore just to grab a couple things, also get some ice. We don't have an ice maker, and I just feel like I'm gonna want some nice ice water while I'm That's actually baby pushing really hard. I just spoke to our doula, and she was just kind of checking in to see how I'm feeling and if things were progressing. If not, she was going to give us some stuff to do. So contractions are definitely shorter together. Matt's using a tracker app just to track them, but she said to call her and let her know when we're like about 7 minutes apart. Yeah, I feel like I'm progressing pretty well. She's like, yeah, it definitely sounds like you're in pre-labor. The fact that you are early labor, yeah. Anyway, she basically said that it's probably gonna be tonight that they come on stronger, because that's, I guess, at night your hormones peak. But I just want to get out of the house for a little bit, go for a drive. But things are moving along, so I think we're gonna meet her tonight.
So the thing now is, another thing with early labor is that you have to really balance things where you don't want to act like you're in full-on labor. Like you want to ignore it for as long as you can, and so if you can't sleep, the next best thing to do is to distract yourself. But you also have to distract yourself with something that won't tire you out too much in case like this is actually labor. So it's kind of like a nice balance where you're like, okay, how can I ignore this and just keep going, but also conserve my energy just in case. So keep in mind, you know, when you're distracting yourself, try to keep it to low energy activities so you don't exhaust yourself.
I'm just doing stuff, keep my mind occupied, keep the house tidy.
Yeah.
And for dads, that's a great way. Like, you know, I see it a lot where the dads are feeling very nervous. They're like, I don't know what I should be doing right now. And so tidying up the house is a good way for dad to distract himself. But also when the house is tidy, mom can also be more relaxed. It's difficult to feel relaxed in a messy place. And so that's also helping out in that way.
You know, right, Cashew?
We got special guests coming. My doula says because I still sound happy, I'm definitely not in active labor. So, which I definitely know, but I'm just used to, like, I get really painful period cramps. So when she was like, from a scale of 1 to 10, how bad are they? I said like 5, it's manageable. I have to breathe through it, but it's nothing like, oh my God, I can't deal with this. And they go away really quick. So I just want to give.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't seem like active labor just yet.
Descriptions, because I know for me as a first time like pregnant mama, like it's so, you don't know what you're looking for and everyone experiences things differently. So but yeah, that's the update. I'll see you guys in a bit. Okay, so I'm just getting another contraction. We're using this contraction app. I've been having contractions, I guess like early labor all day, and it wasn't really progressing. So our doula basically gave us some exercises to do from spinning babies. So she thinks because I'm feeling most of it in my hips and in my bum, like the labor, she thinks that the baby could be posterior, which means like she's still head down, but her face is facing my stomach and not my back. I think that's what it is. So it just means like, it doesn't mean like C-section or anything, like she's not breech, but it could mean my labor's longer, or that I'm gonna have like more painful back labor. So we're just trying to see if we can move the baby.
So yes, depending on how your baby is facing. So optimally, you want the baby's head to be down and then baby to be facing your back. That's the optimal position. But then if baby's head were to be down but facing your belly button, you, like she said, you're more likely to have more longer labor, and then you might also feel a lot more of that back labor that you hear people talking about. So staying proactive when things are still kind of manageable and trying to take positions that will help baby to be in an optimal position if they're not is very good, because you know, if you're able to flip baby over before things get very intense, then it'll go faster and you feel less pain. And I think it sounds also like from how she's even breathing, I think she's starting to get more into the active labor stage. So that's exciting.
Tea. We just have some pizza in the oven. It's like a flatbread. But my contractions, all of a sudden, like I spoke to Jessica, I don't know, it was like, she was thinking like, okay, maybe, you know, just try to eat and then go to bed early. I know you're probably thinking like baby's coming, but it could slow down or stop. And I was like, are you kidding me? Like I need to I'm ready. I feel good, like energy wise, like, you know, it's hard to like go to sleep knowing that you're just having contractions and you don't really know when baby's gonna come. So I just, we did the exercises. I did some lunges and stuff that she told us to do. And yeah, contractions all of a sudden just started getting like way more intense and shorter and closer together. So that's been fun. Definitely went from like a level 5 pain to a 7, and not stress cleaning.
Something I can control is just the cleaning.
I know we made a huge mess.
Like, I don't know.
So painful. Oh, I think I'm having another one. Okay, so when I feel a contraction coming on, I just hit this button and it tracks it.
A good time to start tracking your contractions is actually when you cannot ignore them anymore. That's like when you're more so in active labor, because you could be timing them for a very long time if you start in early labor. So if you're wondering when should I start timing them, a great time is when it's like you're having to breathe through things like she is. And also, yeah, those contraction apps are very good, because a lot of moms they're not sure how to time the contractions like manually, but the app makes it very easy for you, where you feel the contraction starting, you hit it, when the contraction ends you hit it, you know, and so it just like figures everything else out for you and tells you the pattern.
Thanks, Coach Matt. Okay, that was 50 seconds. Oh. The break in between definitely helps. I can see as like that gets closer together, it could be really unbearable, but it like has a wave. So it starts off and like sometimes I'm like, is it going to be a contraction? And then it builds. So basically like it starts in my hips and it comes right across and it gets pretty intense. And I've just been focusing on just breathing through because I feel like if you hold your breath and fight it, like your body's not able to do its thing. But they're
Yes, absolutely. Try to breathe through the contractions and try to relax, because it's normal when you're feeling pain to want to clench up and just like sort of resist the pain, but you absolutely want to give in to the pain and just breathe and then try your best to relax. There's something else I wanted to say. I'm pretty convinced that I'm getting like pregnancy brain where I forget things. But my husband says he hasn't noticed anything different with my memory. So yeah, I don't remember what I was going to say. Maybe it'll come back.
definitely getting more painful. Okay, I'm gonna check on while I'm in between contractions, I'm gonna check on the granola bars because I threw them in the freezer to set quicker. It's weird. Once the contractions stop, I'm like normal again.
Okay. Yes, I remember. I remember what I was going to say. Something that a lot of moms say they find it helpful when they realize this, and it's that during labor, you're actually not having contractions more than you are. So what that means is like, when the contractions are on, you usually get a bunch of break, especially in early labor and even in active labor, so you're actually resting more than you're inside of a contraction. Unless, except when things start to get into transition where it's like almost like back to back, but that stage doesn't even last that long. So when you're wondering like, oh my gosh, how am I going to get through this? Just remember that you're resting more than you're inside of a contraction, and that rest period is a time for you to try to recollect yourself, to gather yourself, to breathe, to just like talk to yourself and calm yourself down and prepare yourself for the next one.
And then they start, I'm like, oh dear God. So today on my cooking channel, we're making granola bars. So this is what they look like. So they're nice and solid. I'm feeling a lot of aches in my hips.
I love how she's maintaining upright positions. Like even now when she's sitting down and trying to rest, she's still upright. She's bouncing on the ball. And I also like that she's bouncing on the ball not too early on. So I see this happen a lot too, where you're so excited, you have this ball, you've been practicing, and so in early labor, the first sign of a contraction, you typically see like a first-time mom going immediately to bounce on the ball. It's not a good time to do that. But in active labor, when you need a bit more support, it's a good time to do that, and it helps you to maintain an upright position, which is so important to help use gravity to pull baby down. And that what they're doing there is called the double hip squeeze, and it's very good if you're feeling that back labor pain, or you're feeling a lot of pressure in your hips. That counter pressure could help you with the pain. So it's a good idea for you to practice some of these massages with your partner, especially if you're not having a doula. But even for them, they're having a doula, but she's not here yet, and so practicing these things with your partner beforehand, he would be able to step in and support you in this way instead of trying to figure it out while you're actually in the thick of it.
Support animal.
And something, actually, I just thought about this now. Cuddling with her dog, when you're cuddling with your pets, it releases oxytocin. Also, that would happen if you cuddle like with your partner. And oxytocin is the same hormone that triggers contractions during labor. So when she's cuddling with this dog, it's probably helping to make her contractions stronger and make things more effective and her labor shorter. So it's a good idea during labor if you're up to it. I know sometimes you just be so annoyed by the pain that you're like, nobody touched me. But if you're up to it, cuddle with your pet, cuddle with your partner, because it could really help release those good feelings. But some other things you can do is if you're playing, music that you enjoy, putting nice scent around you, dimming those lights, just things that will make you feel calm. Whatever you do, like your go-to thing to do to make you feel very calm and safe, it's a good idea to do it while you're in labor.
Should I move to the fridge or keep it should I ask you questions at this time?
You keep them in the freezer.
When when you're in labor and the contractions become like very, very difficult and you're wondering what to do, the very first thing you should try is a warm bath or a warm shower. Like everything else, or a lot of the other things that you can do to manage pain in labor, it's usually, from my experience, a hit or miss. Like sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work, depending on the person. But a warm bath and a warm shower almost always helps, especially if your water hasn't broken yet. You can do the warm bath and just sit there and relax. But if your water has broken, then you'd probably be advised not to do the warm bath, and then instead you can just do a warm shower. And if you're feeling the pain in your back, you can just target the shower head on your back. But that seems to really, really help. If you're not down to get in a shower or to get in a bath, you could also try using heating pads and just putting them on your back, but not on your belly, though, just on your back or on your hips, wherever it's feeling painful to you.
Called in the doula. They're getting really intense. I've been crying the last couple. I still don't know if I'm like in active labor yet, but they're pretty intense. I'm never gonna think my period.
I definitely think she's in active labor now, especially because she's crying. But I don't think she's in transition yet because she still seems very chirpy. Or maybe she's just very strong and has a high pain tolerance. But I think she's in active labor. Oh, and I should say, the transition stage is typically from when you're 7 centimeters dilated to 10 centimeters, or like when you're ready to push. That's typically the most intense part of the contractions, but then it doesn't last as long. So if you hear me say transition, it's like, that's what I'm referring to. It's usually when a lot of moms are like, oh my gosh, what is this?
Okay, there's another one if you want to track it. Track. Yeah.
She's doing such a good job breathing through these contractions. You can tell they are very difficult on her, but she's breathing so well, which is what you want to try to do.
I saw that women do this everywhere. Oh my god. Oh my god, those are so intense. How many minutes apart am I now?
That one was 6.
Make sure you time these because they're getting closer together. Oh my god.
Okay, breathe.
Oh my god. Maybe call Ted.
She's not awake.
Actually, call my phone.
Huh?
So at 8 cm, she's officially in transition, and so I really like that they waited this long before they went to the hospital, and for the midwife to even come to her home. That's really good. Yes, I'm so impressed by how, especially for the fact that this is her first baby, how she's just timed and managed things, and staying at home for as long as she did, and getting to the hospital being almost 10 cm. Going to the hospital too early will make you more likely to get all of these unnecessary things, because the nurses and doctors, they're used to doing something and stepping in. So when you're just sitting down there, they're like, what can I do? And so then that's how unnecessary things start to get suggested to you, just for the sake of something being done. Say you didn't want a home birth, but you also wanted those benefits of having a home birth, staying at home and then going to the hospital just at the perfect time is just a great balance. But especially if you live far away from the hospital, you have to time things well so that you don't end up having not enough time to get to the hospital before your baby arrives.
She's been in the birth canal for a while. I know it doesn't feel like you're like rocking it right now because it's so intense, but you're the people that other people get jealous of because of your labor, right? Like, so super efficient. Yeah, that's okay. Let your body do it. Okay? Let your body lead the way. Don't resist. Oh my God. Yeah. Oh my God. It's intense. Like, painful is not the greatest word.
Okay, I guess like I already went through painful.
Yeah. It's now intense.
Water mat. I'm feeling the urge to push.
Really give it all you got. These are really short, these contractions now, but you really want to work with it and push really nice and hard to get that baby moved in. Yeah.
I love how she was the one that said she's feeling like she needs to push before, her midwife started to encourage her to push. That's the best way to avoid or just reduce your risk of tearing. It's just waiting till you feel that urge, because what it means when you're feeling that urge is that your baby's in the right spot and making you feel that way. And also, if you start pushing before you feel this urge, you're more likely to be pushing for a long time because baby might not be just ready to be born yet. I love that she's pushing on sort of a hands and knees position instead of being on her back. So this is all like really, really good stuff. I always feel bad when I watch birth vlogs because I'm like, all the shouting, I'm sure my neighbors are like, oh my gosh, what is this girl watching right now? So I always feel tempted to turn down the volume, but it's what it is.
Grab your baby.
Her eyes are open.
Oh my God.
So she did it. I love generally how the pushing stage went. The only thing I'll say that I wasn't a fan of was it seemed a bit like when the head was out, that her midwife was sort of pulling the baby's head out. I'm sure to help her out a bit, but I generally like to see a more hands-off approach, because what usually happens is when the head comes out, it usually come out in one contraction typically, and then on the next contraction the baby would usually rotate all by itself to get the shoulders out, and then at that point it would just slip out. So there's typically not a need for that pulling, of the baby's head. Like, the body is so amazing that it sort of just figures itself out in most situations, and I didn't see any indication that she needed that extra help of pulling the baby's head out. But then maybe some part of it was cut off, I don't know. But overall, like, I really love how everything has gone for a first-time mom. This is really, I think, what a lot of moms who want unmedicated birth would envision for themselves. Like, she was in pain, obviously you can tell she was in pain, but you know, it felt that she was managing it well, and she was doing a lot of things to help herself, which is also great. So that's it for this video, guys. Well done to the couple. I actually saw that they just earlier today, I saw that they posted another video. They just had their second baby, so you should definitely check that out. And I haven't watched that one yet, and I might react to that one next. But if you love videos like this, you should check out this other video that I made, reacting to another natural birth vlog. And I wish you all the best, and I'll see you on my next video. Bye.